Welcome to Dice with Death, where anyone could die with a roll of the dice. I'm your direct messenger, Ollie Bateman, and joining me again for this week's performative Dungeons & Dragons podcast is Chatty Badger's Jamie Powis.
Can I get a tiny temper yeah, please?
From who? Anybody?
Anyone, go.
Yeah!
I think I found 3 winners. A ring around Art's finger. Ollie killed Aark's son. A DM is a sinner. Zalo's got a friend with her. Sorry that I almost killed her. If Titus is a wrestler, will she let him down her knickers? Thank you, everyone.
That is so good. Yes.
Yes, of course, listeners, if you're listening to this episode and you've not listened to the last one, you're fucking an idiot, but there we go. Tiny temper chat. That's all we did last episode. Maybe more tiny temper chat in Next No Dice. Who knows? I'm, of course, also joined by We Are Reach's Amy Mallet.
I was angry enough about Amar, but killing Aark's kid is one step too far. It's Vixen.
It is Vixen.
She's Vixen.
It's the Husky Vixen because...
Canonically, the Husky Vixen sounds like a nice pub that I'd like to go to. Meet you down the Husky Vixen for some blackberry mead. Yeah, my throat is messed up at the moment. I don't know why, but yeah, canonically, I can have some damage, I presume, from the last fight or something.
Absolutely. With a planewalker blowing up, you can have... I don't know, a cancerous throat if you want, some radiation or some shit. Just
let's not go quite that far.
Wow.
I was thinking like laryngitis. I wasn't thinking like a lump.
Oh, so I'm being too spicy this week, aren't I? Amy, have you got a shout out to do?
I do actually, yeah, and I'm really sorry that it's come when I'm at such a husk, but I wanted to dedicate this episode and shout out to Mr. Marcus Wilson, who is my English teacher from when I was like 12 years old, from year 8, and he listens to this podcast religiously. He absolutely loves it. He messages us all the time saying how much he's loved the characters and the fights and the moments that we've had, and he's been on like tenderhooks driving. Apparently when I think it was when I nearly died or when Aark nearly died, or actually did die, he was in traffic and he was just at a standstill waiting for the lights to change and just freaked out and like looked at the guy next to him like, oh my god. I'm sure that was a story he said on a message. But yeah, he's wicked, and he turned 40 on Friday. So he's the biggest kid, one of the biggest kids I know.
There you go.
And just want to say a massive happy 40th birthday.
Shout out to Marcus Wilson. And I
Wow.
don't know if anybody remembers this from primary school, but do you remember when a teacher used to walk in and they used to go, "Morning, kids," and then we all used to go, "Good morning, Mr. Wilson." There we go. There you go, Mr. Wilson.
Happy birthday, Mr. Wilson. I should point out before we go any further as well, we've got like a Patreon, haven't we? And Patreon subscribers can get Amy's audio isolated for personal use if needed following this episode.
I am also available for bar mitzvahs and weddings, if anyone so wishes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Vixen OnlyFans coming your way.
There'll be an 0300 number set up by the end of this podcast. Just for Vixen's voice. We are, of course, also joined by WhatCulture.com's Adam Wilborn.
Unkillable Titus, that's me, baby. I never forget when I have a health potion or 3. The champion games continue with barely a hitch, especially after we made Planewalker our bitch.
Yes. So good. Goodness gracious me. Okay, well, we all know where we are. We're currently all in the body of a Planewalker, so... Is everybody ready to continue the adventure?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Previously on Dice with Death, as the gang faced Planewalker, they assumed their attack positions in Stadia Concretia, ready to fight. Titus ran headfirst at the feet of the beast, stomping attacks. Aark took the right shoulder, flying up to the face of the beast, while Vixen, atop the flying disc, took the left flank, of the metallic robotic bipedal lizard. Aark tried to slot the holocard into the side of Planewalker's neck, but was blocked by a seemingly impenetrable blue arcane carapace shielding the monstrosity. A surge of blue arcane power, felt by the whole party on interacting with Planewalker, projected their minds and voices into astral space and allowed them to communicate with anyone within the solar system and beyond. Vixen reached out to the call of a voice who had not long passed onto the great beyond, Madame Morgana. They spoke of caring for Zakaya in her final days on the material plane and remembered the lullaby they'd sang to her in utero. Madame Morgana then told Vixen the name of her enemy, the one she must strike down if revenge is to be accomplished, Aamar Thuradan. On first listen, Vixen recognised Thuradan being the last name of the lover she was cursed to never verbally utter again, but couldn't place the name Aamar anywhere. The combat continued before Aark's mind was also projected into astral space, where he spoke to a voice he hadn't heard in 5 years, his wife's, Colonel Elec. They spoke of her father, Harliatus Aves, coveting a mechanical device Aark was now all too familiar with, a manipulator. Through stifled voice and pain in her heart, Colonel Elec revealed that she had facilitated the escape of their youngest son Zeed, but that their eldest Ulrich was dead. The fighting continued before Titus heard a familiar voice from the solar system reach out to his mind. It was his uncle, Nakin Storm Warrior Kalagavi, begging his nephew to come home for his father's funeral. Titus explained that his mother Vonna would understand his quest and that he would not abandon his friends. Nakin told Titus that the rightful head of the Kalagavi family must succeed and carry on the legacy Makin fought so hard for. In a heated exchange, Titus called Nakin the Winter Wolf before hearing echoed growls surrounding his uncle's voice before it faded out of existence. Back in the arena, Titus climbed Planewalker's tail and back using his hand axes. Vixen scarred it with her eldritch blasts, and Aark shocked it with thunder and lightning as well as a spiritual weapon. Planewalker then crouched down and started to charge its catastrophic beam, the same attack it made against Squiddy all those weeks ago in the Aegean Ocean. Titus carved out a slice of Planewalker's back, exposing all the blue arcane cables, and as the destructive beam launched into the ground, Aark heroically pulled Titus inside the workings of Planewalker and successfully commanded Vixen to crash the floating disc full throttle into the carapace, saving them all from death. And that's where we are now. For a moment, everything goes quiet as the ringing of the catastrophic beam fades out in your heads. And as the white flash from the explosion starts to die down, you're all encompassed by a surge of blue arcane energy that explodes out from all of you just as before. Congratulations, you've all leveled up, gang. Very well done.
Yay!
Woo!
Titus, you are now level 5, and Aark and Vixen, you are level 6. Vixen, we know that you have the same level as Aark just because of your background and your time within the games and the fact that you've been around longer than Titus. But yes, Titus, you are 5. Aark and Vixen, you are now level 6 with some very cool extra abilities. Some of you get extra attacks and things, and it's great. This surge of blue arcane energy awakens your minds. Vixen, you are immediately greeted by the name in your head that Madame Morgana spoke to you in your vision. Aamar Thuradan. Vixen, as you hear that name, Aamar Thuradan, what's going through your mind at this point, having been told by one of your best friends, Madame Morgana, that this is your enemy? This is the person that you should slay. What's going on in Vixen's mind?
I think the main thing for Vixen is just that she's... Obviously, Thuradan is someone that she recognised, someone that she used to have a lot of love for. So it's a really strange kind of... she's just absolutely livid that this person, whoever this person is, she knows he had a hand in Zach's death. So it doesn't really matter who he is. She's going to kill him. She's absolutely going to fucking tear him a new one. But she knows that Thoradin is obviously linked. So I guess her main thought is that he's this offspring of her ex-partner. Is this like a brother? Is this like another relative? Thoradin is the only bit she is like locking onto at this point in time. And she was already planning to find him anyway as part of her own motives. But Zack is her goal. So revenge for Zack.
Aark, your emotions swell through your chest and lungs as you remember the voice of your wife telling you that your oldest child was dead. How is Aark feeling at this moment?
I think Aark is very much not in a good place at the moment. One of the things that he does, I think Aark probably prays to tempo every night to protect his family. So it's kind of knocked him, and it's kind of, I don't say knocked his faith a bit, but he's questioning it a bit actually. So yeah, really tough time at the moment for Aark.
It'd be quite funny if you were just like, nah, all good, posy
yeah,
vibes.
Great. Yeah.
Posy vibes.
Yeah.
Turns out when your eldest child dies, you get the feels, don't you?
Yeah, I think like it's his goal in life is to get back to his family, and it's now he can't do that. He can't hit that goal now.
Yeah,
as it was.
I think that's weirdly, it's almost affected. I mean, I don't know about Titus, but it feels like it's affected the whole party. That because we're all a bit like that was such a big thing that we were all hoping for, and now it's like, fuck, that's changed forever. Like it will never be the same now.
Aark also regrets the dog joke. Considerably at the start. Maybe shouldn't have made the dog joke, but there we go.
You're all feeling this kind of you're all feeling the same emotions at the same time, because you all know, you all heard each other's voices. You were all there together. Although you couldn't do anything, you were still witnessing the horrors and the lack of feeling, I guess, within that astral space with those voices coming towards you. Titus, this surge of power, although you think about your uncle in this moment, and the comment that you made towards him, Winterwolf, and the growls and the barks of these undead dogs behind your uncle's voice as it faded into the astral darkness, this surge of power affects you in a different way, and sends you into a not-so-distant memory, a flashback, as it were, to your time wrestling in the lower leagues.
Yes!
With Elmin Monroe by your side only 2 or 3 weeks ago. As the white light turns to colour and shapes, you hear the lower-level crowd noises of an Azulian pub, a pub just on the outskirts of Uji, where you were shortly arrested. This pub is called the Cock and Brawl.
It's a great name for a pub.
Absolutely love it.
It's not the Husky Vixen. It's not the Husky Vixen, though, is it?
It's not the Husky Vixen.
It's definitely not that, no. But Titus, as you come into this flashback, you see yourself stood in the middle of a wrestling ring in the exhibition hall of the Cock and Brawl, with another bloodied and bruised wrestler in front of you. Not recognizable, not particularly famous, not to the GWF level of wrestling that you have attained, but, you know, just some local wrestling lad who thinks it's open mic night at the wrestling night, you know, that's...
Oh dear.
Everybody comes in as a go, and this is maybe your 18th person that you're dealing with tonight in the ring. You are just that much of a beast that you are essentially fighting in what is known as an Iron Man match, where you beat an opponent, they get out the ring, another opponent jumps straight in.
Titus is running the gauntlet. I love it.
Yeah. You hear...
What do they call it? The Iron Man? Just out of interest.
Well, an Iron Man match in wrestling parlance generally is two people facing each other for an extended period of time, normally an hour, and it's whoever gets the most falls, whether that be pins, knockouts, submissions, and stuff like that. And I suppose, it's just who can do the most damage within that time period. And I suppose Titus is embodying the Iron Ban by running the gauntlet here of fresh bodies being thrown at him.
Yes. You and Elmin Monroe are just making money, trying to survive. You have left the GWF because of Volok, because of the what we're going to call the Ole screw job. But yeah, Elmin Monroe.
Titus screwed Titus.
Yes.
Is that what Volok's claiming?
Yeah. You are stood in the ring. You have an opponent in front of you. You hear Elmin Monroe. You see him in his iconic 10-gallon hat, pinstripe suit and cowboy boots with his wet look ponytail with like no hair on top and just around the sides, thrown over his shoulders. And in with all this like crowd noise, you just hear him go, "Titus, my boy, hit him with a finisher. Finish this motherfucker." Titus, what do you do?
I think the setup, because I'm fairly certain that Titus's finisher was the tombstone. I'm not sure if that's been established yet or not. But I think because this lad's in front of me is a bit woozy, I think let's get a bit of pageantry if we're on to, I'm not saying he's necessarily hit the tombstone on every opponent, but the crowds know what they're getting. So I think give him a bit of a show. So I think rather than just picking this person up, if people are unaware about the tombstone pile driver, made popular probably by The Undertaker in the WWF, if you remember, he'd pick them up, he'd basically turn them upside down so their head was pointing at the ground and their legs were in the air, and he'd basically put their head between his legs and jump to take him out. But normally he'd just sort of do that from a standing position. I think Titus has got his own little spin on it, so I think he grabs the person by the shoulders, headbutts them, they stumble into the ropes, bounce back, and then he uses that momentum, whoop, and then I always like the jumping tombstone, and I think Titus is a young lad, he can pull it off, his knees are alright still. Big old fucking tombstone pile driver! And then, as The Undertaker did, back before I discovered what a terrible person he is outside of the ring, and I loved him doing this, down, one arm, so you take the lifeless body, they're sort of doing like a starfish, and you grab what would be their right arm, put it over their chest, grab their left arm, put it over their chest, and you just lean on them from over the top and maybe pull a bit of a face as the ref counts. 1, 2, 3, ring that damn bell. This kid's got a family.
Titus, that's exactly what happens. You jumping tombstone pile driver this young whippersnapper of a wrestler just onto his face. You pin him, you hear the crowds cheer, you hear the bell go, and your vision and your mind starts to you start to fatigue. This is like your 19th person that you fought. You're still a young kid, you still think you've got something to prove, but you are getting through these wrestlers. And Elmin kind of looks at you and ushers you to come over to the corner so he can have a word with you.
I think try not to make it too obvious. So maybe a little bit of an ear cup, a bit of a taunt to get me into the corner so that they don't realise that I'm having a little cheeky chat with the manager. But yes, head over to the corner to have a chat with Elmin and get some instructions as to what the plan is, boss.
You ear cup towards, you taunt towards the crowd. And as you move around the ring from corner to corner, you hear Elmin kind of bolster himself and puff his chest out. And he turns to you and says, "Titus, my boy, this is the record. This is the record here at the Cock and Brawl. If you take down one more of these sons of bitches, you'll get the big bucks. I tell you, the big bucks are coming your way. One more, that's it."
Oh, I like the sound of this. And that's fired me up. And I think I'm going to grab the... is there a microphone? I suppose it's not really going to be a big mic. I suppose it's just Just shouting.
It is just shouting. In these lower leagues, it is just shouting to a crowd without a mic.
Yeah, I think he climbs the turnbuckle in the corner and points to the entrance. And I'll just say, who's next for the Thunder Bastard?
Does he laugh halfway through?
Yeah,
Starts to snigger at his own name.
He knows the pageantry. He knows exactly what he's doing. The drunken crowds of maybe 30 or 40 people watching you in this exhibition hall who have paid a few gold to see you all cheer, are all fighting with each other anyway, pushing each other. Like there's big old scuffles going on. It's that kind of arena. It's not a professional GWF arena where people know when to put up signs and chant. This is just in the back of a pub somewhere. And you see quite a big, burly, beefy guy come from the back, like pirate tattoos across his chest. He's in a Speedo and boots, so he looks like he's done the local circuit a lot. He's kind of got a monk-like hairstyle, all on top and nothing around the sides. But the things that he's wearing are just so tattered and old. He's clearly some just local. And he walks down towards the ring and steps over the rope as you see him get in. He is as tall as you, and he's probably just as beefy as you are as well. But he gets into the ring, points towards you, and says, "Let's go!"
Can I do a roll to see who wins the lockup initially?
Yeah, so I would say, first of all, we are in wrestling rules now. We're going to go into combat like we do before. So what we normally do is D20 to see who wins the lockup, and then you do what you want to do. So let's roll. Roll a D20.
Okay.
Titus, what did you get?
Got a... Was it 6 or a 9? 6.
6. Okay.
This guy
got a 13, so he wins the lockup initially. You lock up. He Irish whips you, throws you into the ropes. Titus, give me a strength saving throw to not be clotheslined and hit the floor.
15.
15. You duck under the clothesline, rebound off the ropes. Titus, what would you like to do coming back towards this guy?
Always love a spear. And you've got a bit of momentum with you there. So just a straight up spear to the gut.
You hit him square in the gut. You feel all of the air just kind of burst out of him like a balloon that's just been sat on. Just there's nothing left as he falls to the floor and hits the mat squarely. You are on your knees. He is prone. Roll me an athletics check now. Another lockup. Here we go.
Okay, here we go. 10.
He got a 3. You win. What do you want to do?
Basically, I know I'm on my knees, but I'll fall down onto my back. I'll roll over onto my back. And it's that thing where they kick their feet up and then jump up to a standing position, basically, and then flex at the audience. And maybe grab a beer from someone on the front row and drink a bit of it. Triple H spit, but also get it so my muscles glisten a bit. That's a little insider trick of the trade. I think we got it. I think I want to get this done as fast as I can because I think I've gone through 18. I'm not going to be. So I think go big or go home, and what's better than going up top? I think we want to see a Macho Man Randy Savage elbow drop here.
Okay, right. Well, you've won the chance to kip up and get over to the ropes. I'm going to say you get to the top rope just fine. Roll me another athletics check to see if you jump, elbow down into the chest or the face, or if he rolls away and gets out of the way.
Oh,
here we go.
Classic. Hands in the air. Am I using my modifier on this?
You are using your athletics
Okay,
check,
good.
yeah.
I thought I was. 23.
Oh my god.
Nice one.
This guy got a 4, so you
You break his ribs and he dies instantly on impact.
Titus, describe how you fly through the air and land on this jabroni.
It's very rare that I would tell people to do this, but if you want to know exactly what I'm about to describe, pause this podcast and YouTube Macho Man Randy Savage elbow drop. He was a legend of wrestling. He was, in fact, so infamous that the only stag do I've been entrusted to organise, I dressed the stag as him. And who knows, maybe we'll put that on our socials if my mate Matt will allow it, because it really was something else. He had tassels and very colourful outfits. Yes, he used to climb up to the top rope. He's balancing on the turnbuckle, and he slowly raised both hands up into the air, and then he dropped the elbow from the top rope right onto their chest. And especially if someone's... I don't think Macho Man was quite 7.5 foot tall, so I think it might be even more impressive to see a big guy coming off the top rope. Not unlike Brock Lesnar, who once thought it was a good idea to a backflip off the top rope and almost broke his neck on one of the biggest shows in WWE's history. There we go, there's a little bit of a tidbit for you.
You obviously didn't roll very well for that backflip.
No. I've never met Brock Lesnar, but if I do, I'll say, do you... Big D&D guy, or no?
Can you imagine if he was like, yeah, do you do a podcast?
Yeah. That's my thing. Wrestling, UFC heavyweight champion, and Dungeons and Dragons, really. That's what I do in my spare time. So. He lives on a farm, so maybe he's got a little Zoom link to keep up with his mates.
Yeah, maybe. Titus, you successfully climb the turnbuckle, launch from the top rope, but before you hit the ground and smash your opponent into pieces, a feeling that at this point 3 weeks ago you had never ever felt before, something that you felt more recently, but like a surge of energy through your body. We now know it to be blue arcane energy, but at the time you had no idea. Titus, you are absolutely in this point where you're flying through the air, enveloped in a blue, shimmering light. Like, as people look at you, they could swear they're looking at, like, some kind of mirror, and you turn completely blue for a second, and then it disappears, and your elbow lands squarely into this opponent, and you completely and utterly cave his chest in. But not only that, you go through the mat and down into, and the wrestling ring collapses in on itself. Ropes, everything, turnbuckle, just completely fall. And all the drunkards in the pub stop for a second. And as you look around the room, you see 2 Solar Naval officers making a scene and exiting to probably go and get some other people. You are lying there in the middle of this broken ring with this body who is now dead.
This is not going how I thought it was going to go.
No. The general consensus is the show must go on. But even I feel like going, yeah!
It's just in poor taste.
Might be a little insensitive right now. I think I get Elmin and I go, we've got to get the fuck out of here, mate.
Yeah, as you grab Elmin, he's got a flop sweat on. Immediately, he's just like rubbing his face with his 10-gallon hat and using the bottom of his ponytail to wipe away all the sweat. Titus, my boy, get to the dressing room now. I'll get your towel, I'll get your things. We're going to get out of here, okay? Get to the dressing room now.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thanks for coming out.
You run back towards the dressing room with Elmin in tow. Yeah, you get back to the dressing room, but Titus, as you look back into the Cock and Brawl exhibition room, you see that some Solar Naval guards have entered into the room and are blocking off all the exits.
Elmin, what do we do? I don't know what happened out there.
Titus, I couldn't tell you what happened either. I saw this blue shimmer come across your body, and then there was no ring there. What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I did what I normally do, and then, I don't know, this feeling, I've never felt it before. You saw the blue as well.
I saw it. The crowd saw it. Everybody saw it. But I think that's the problem. I think more people saw it, then they should have seen it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, look at how people reacted out there. I mean, what do we do now? We have to get out of here.
Titus, as you say this, you hear hard, loud knocks on the dressing room door. And then you hear Solar Naval Guards say, Mr. Caligari, sir, Mr. Monroe, we know you're in there.
I take it there's no, like, fire exit in this dressing room, Ollie.
Roll me an investigation check.
Go, baby. Come on. I'm so shit at these. Normally I have to rely on the rest of them to get... Titus what was around with his eyes fucking closed. Will that continue? Here we go. Of course it fucking will. It's a 4. He doesn't even know where the door is that he came into this room.
Yeah, Titus, with your investigation check, you do not find a fire exit of any kind. This is a one in, one out kind of situation for this dressing room.
All may not be lost. Could I disguise myself as a bench?
You say this out loud in front of Elmin Monroe, and he slaps you across the face as hard as he's ever hit you. This is not a wrestling slap. This is a full-on physical slap. And he goes, have you gone crazy, boy? Have you gone fucking crazy?
Who are you talking to? Only benches in here.
Titus, as you say this, Solar Naval officers, 12 of them, kick down this door and surround you and Elmin Monroe.
Oh, shit. How can I help you, officer?
Mr. Titus Thunderbastard Caligari, Mr. Elmin Monroe?
Yes?
He turns around and looks at 5 of the guards and he says, you stand watch of Mr. Thunderbastard Caligari. We've got Elmin Monroe. And they grab Elmin Monroe by the wrists and pull him out of the room and walk him down to another corridor. We're going to have a nice little chat with Mr. Elmin Monroe here. You stay put, Mr. Thunderbastard. And they march him out down the corridor. Titus, you see all the guards unsheath their weapons, their swords, their daggers. A couple of them have like sidearms and pistols. And they just kind of look and stare at you in this exhibition hall, this dirty, grotty pub exhibition dressing room. But you can kind of hear Elmin down the corridor talking to the guards as they go. What is all this? What's going on? What do you want with my boy Titus? He's in my care. He's in my care. What do you want with him? And you hear the voice go further and further down the corridor and away. About 5 or 10 minutes passes, Titus, while you're sat there with these guards just kind of all around you. And the other Solar Naval officers, guards, they come back without Elmin. He's not there. And you see a Solar Naval officer who walks into the room and introduces himself as Hemlock Metcalf.
Mr. Metcalf, what's going on? Where's my manager gone? I'd like to speak to him. I'd like to see him.
Listen, Titus, we are arresting you and your manager. You will be taken to the SNS Seahound for detainment. You're being arrested on attempted match fixing and fraud.
Match fixing? No, you must have a mistake here. No, I'm a professional wrestler, but myself and my manager, Mr. Monroe, would never do anything like that.
Titus, as you say this, as you speak back to Mr. Hemlock Metcalf, you feel the butt of a pistol come across your face and knock you to the floor, breaking your nose and pushing you down. You will not speak to Mr. Metcalf unless Mr. Metcalf asks you to speak. Do you understand?
Yeah, you got it. You think this is the only way of solving things is violence, huh? How many of you is there? Do you know I've been 18 of you little squirts tonight?
Titus, you look around the room and you see that there are 12 solar naval officers in that room with you now.
How about we make it a nice round 30? How about we go back out there and we see what you're all made of? Huh?
Titus Thunderbuster Caligavi, you are being arrested right now for match fixing. You do not have to say anything as it may harm your defence in court, something you may later rely on. We are taking you now to the SNS Seahound for detainment, and then you get another smack across the face into the floor. You can either go easy or you can go hard. What would you prefer?
I think you've already made that decision for me. I think we're going hard, boys.
Everybody, I say everybody, Titus, roll initiative. Titus, what'd you get?
15.
15. Okay, you get to go first. There are 12 of these guys.
Yes!
There are 12 of these guys. So, what do you want to do?
I'm going to try and take inspiration from the excellent film, The Matrix Reloaded.
Okay.
Is there a way that I can grab one of them by the ankles and sort of spin them round to create a bit of distance and then maybe throw them at someone?
Titus, make me an athletics check against one of these guards. They will do an opposed strength save, I guess, to see if they save. Yeah, make your athletics check.
Good luck with that strength save. 24.
24. Okay. Yeah, they got a 16. You grab this guy. You have him in your hand like a fucking Christmas cracker, about to pull him apart, essentially. And you just swing him round to try and knock everybody over?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. You do that. You knock all 12 of these guards onto the floor with a single solar naval officer. You grab him and he just goes, whoa, 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 and just starts getting spun around. You see, I think 2 of these guards are going to make dexterity saving throws because they're not as close as they should do. He fails. He falls the fuck over. The second one. He also fails. He falls the fuck over. You
Yes!
have knocked everyone over in this room. Titus Thunderbuster Caligavi is not here to play. You have bonus action and you have movement.
No way I can make it out of the room. I suppose they're all fallen. They've fallen. Basically, I'm going to try and get the locals to back me up here.
Yes, like that idea.
You want to get involved with some drunken locals. Okay, so you want to run past all these guys who are on the floor out the door.
Yes, and I assume the door basically leads back out into the bar
Yes,
area.
it does, yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, you use 30 feet of movement. You get to the door, but you don't go through the door. So you are at the door currently. You have a bonus action.
Have they kicked the door in, or did they just open it?
They kicked the door in, so the door is open.
Shit.
You've made it to the threshold of the door.
I throw the door at the person who's closest to me to try and slow them down. Oh no, actually I want to shout to the locals if they can hear me.
Okay, I mean I'd let you throw the door if you wanted to throw the door.
Can I pick the door up, yell, and then throw the door?
Of course you can. In this instance, why not?
Where are we? The cock and brawl.
Yes.
So I'm gonna have the door sort of over my head like that, ready to be fucking javelin at someone, and I'm gonna say, "What's that, guys?" And this is me I'm leaning away from the mic as well to try and demonstrate the fact I'm leaning back into the bar area. Guys, these police officers said they've only come for me because everyone else in the cock and brawl is a little bitch. Who wants to fight with a thunder bastard against these pricks? And then, way, there goes the door.
You hear everybody out in the bar cheer, go, ah! And they start making their way towards the dressing room. They're a little ways away yet, though. You throw the door. You're throwing a door at a prone officer, so absolutely roll with advantage if you want to hit somebody.
Yeah, I don't want to kill him, but I would like to not. All I'm going for across the board here is unconscious.
Great, let's roll an unarmed strike.
Oh, that doesn't look good. No.
Doesn't look good for them because it's a nat 20.
Oh, yeah. Let's go, Titus.
Titus, how much does your unarmed strike do? Is it 5?
5 damage,
Right,
yeah.
okay. Well, you do 10 damage, and with a door, you kill 3 of these guards instantly.
Oh my god.
Whoops.
You are fighting for your life, and with an oaken wood door, absolutely flatten 3 of these solar naval officers.
Just decapitate 3 people with a door.
You wanted to knock them out, and this is a massacre.
Titus is fighting for his life at this point. Titus, that is the end of your go. It's now the turn of 9 solar naval officers.
Oh, there was 12.
So, here we go. Let's see if any of these hit. Fail. Fail. Super pass. 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 Fail. I've lost count, but that's a pass. That's a pass. And that's a pass. So, Titus, as you throw this door and decapitate 3 solar naval officers.
They started this, by the way.
They did. They absolutely did. This is their fault.
They had it coming.
Titus, from the floor, you feel 5 needles stabbed into your calf. You feel liquid being pumped into them, and you start to go woozy. You're a big fucking guy. You don't go down immediately, but you start to wobble and you start to fall. It's like shooting a fucking elephant with a tranq dart and it not going completely unconscious. And you start stumbling, and you stumble out of the dressing room and down the corridor towards the bar, and you see, like, your vision is just completely going hazy, and you're hearing sounds off in the distance, and you're completely discombobulated at this point. But all the pub crowd come by you to, like, go and fight these solar naval officers, and then you look out towards the end of the corridor, and you see a man in a pinstripe suit, 10-gallon hat, and cowboy boots, with a briefcase of cash leaving out of the fire exit.
I'm going to try and go after him, although I sense my legs probably aren't going to carry me. And
Titus, as slow motion happens, you turn around, you see Elmin dash out of, who you think is Elmin, dash out of the fire exit. And you turn around to these solar naval guards running up to you. Everything is in slow motion. And then suddenly, all at once, you feel this blue arcane pulse within your chest. And you see that all around your arms are these, like, corporeal neon arms. The same size as your arms, but bigger. As if you're piloting some kind of mech suit. But it's not there. It's not real. It's not... But you feel this energy. And then as these solar naval officers approach you, you just start drunkenly swinging at them, left and right. And you see these solar naval officers are getting absolutely battered, like insta-death kind of kills, into the wall. But the drugs take more of an effect. And you pass out on the floor. And you arrive back in Stadia Concretia, out of this flashback, in the metal carapace of Planewalker, with Aark and Vixen next to you. Titus, you wake up cold sweats. Aark, Vixen, you are in this metal carapace with Titus.
So Aark is going to kind of wipe the tears away from his eyes. Hopefully nobody's noticed. And he is going to be still surrounded by birds, little spectral birds. So they've all kind of squeezed in this kind of little carapace as well with everyone. So everyone's kind of surrounded by these kind of glowing birds and everything. Can I use my spectral birds to cut off Planewalker's neck? Whoa. So we basically appear from out of the carapace. It's got a big hole on its neck, and I want to kind of get my birds just to attack kind of the outside bit that's kind of just covering us, and try and have a really cool
That's a hell of an entrance.
Yes, entrance.
Aark, you would like to use your spectral guardians to sever the head of Planewalker. What does this look like?
What it's going to look like. So they're all going to be perched around us, and I want them to all start kind of flying around and fluttering around us, and I kind of want them all to kind of form into like a little group of them and just keep going around the outside of like where we are, keep going and gradually nibble the way through until when you're on the outside, you just see this kind of little golden light start to appear around the neck until all of these birds kind of burst from it and the head just pops off Planewalker.
This, to me, feels like Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan in The Phantom Menace cutting through the door, like with their lightsabers.
Oh,
Yeah, I did that. Yeah.
Yeah, that golden ring of just the hot heat of these spectral spirit guardians, cutting at this Planewalker's neck. You hear, in fact, you see Planewalker's neck fall to the floor from where it's kind of collapsed on, and all three of you appear out of the neck of Planewalker to cheers hundreds of thousands of people, pyrotechnics, in the middle of this Stadia Concretia. You are looking around, you're celebrating. There are people cheering all over the place.
Can I play my my lute? Can I start a bit of a tune? Can I get all the audience to sort of be like da 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 as it da 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 as it
yeah, Vixen, you chug on your electric lute. Jun 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 jun.
Oh, actually, I've got a war gong, haven't I? That's one of my other musical instruments. I've got a war gong.
A war gong?
I can just yank out. Yeah, where was I hiding that, to be fair? Who brings a war gong into battle in their back pocket? But yeah, I'm just like... Aztec!
Can the last few moments of my spiritual weapons, can they, all the birds start to flip off Aves in the box? Like the little wings, like, fuck you.
Like in Spirit...
Sure.
Doing the suck it sign and stuff to
I was
him.
thinking
like a
you know, in
bird crotch
Spirited Away, where all those little birds like fly into the window and they all just like get smacked, but they're all like trying to get him.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, they all flip off Aves.
Oh, the tits!
There you go. Yeah, you look around, and you guys are in the central arena, and you've still got the Githyanki fighting this kind of metallic pirate ship with skeletons and cannons on it, and you've got the Dwarven team who are fighting this metallic octopus.
Squiddy.
Everybody go ahead and make me a perception check, please.
Thank God I've got people with me this time. Here we go.
Aark.
Oh, shit! Sorry.
Let's start with Titus. Why not? Titus, what did you get?
No. 19.
19. Okay, Aark.
11.
I also got 19.
Oh,
Strong
big
start.
rolls. Okay, Aark. While you are preoccupied with your golden birds that are flipping off Harleator saves, Titus and Vixen, you look at the glass that is surrounding this arena and boxing you all off from each of the different arenas, and you see that there are various cracks all the way through it.
Boys, I think it's time to get out of here. Look at those cracks. I think we can bust through that. Where are they, Ollie? Like, are they sort of quite close to the floor? Okay.
Absolutely all over. Everywhere you look, now that you've spotted it, both with your 19s, you see just cracks. It's not like, you know, when something hits bulletproof glass and it doesn't break, but it like eviscerates and like smashes all. This is like, it kind of looks like lightning has struck the glass. And you can think of it as this catastrophic beam that has gone off, has destroyed the ground below you. You guys are basically in a crater right now because of this catastrophic beam. But the reaction has just shattered all of the glass, so much so that because of the way it's built, it's still sat on itself and like keeping itself tight. But you look at it and you think that looks like it could crack at any second.
Okay.
And that's between us and the other competitors.
Yeah. It looks like all the glass that is keeping you all separate in your arena pods could easily break at the change of a wind or something.
I don't know what you think, Vix, but I've had enough fighting for today.
Yeah, I think it's time for us to split. Let's go. Let's actually, shall we crack on, boys?
Hey.
All right, Titus, how are we going to do this? Do you fancy a headbutt?
Ooh, always.
That's my boy. Go on, give it a good go.
Whereabouts my headbutting?
We did say we would help out the dwarves. We did have that
suppose,
pact.
yeah.
I don't know if we can help them out. I don't know if that's in the rules. You two tell me.
I was going to say, Ollie, does Vixen know if that's in the rules or not?
If you guys happen to be in the same arena, you could absolutely help each other out.
Right. So you guys, I mean, I don't think I made a pact because I wasn't here at that point, but you guys made a pact, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Titus is like, yeah. It's like he really can't remember. He's like, if Aark says we did, I'm sure we did.
Sorry, I had a really messed up dream. I have no idea what's going on right now.
You did look a little bit weirded out when we woke up. How are you doing? You okay?
I'm good. I might need to reassess my character's motivations in episode 1 of this podcast, but sure it'll be fine.
Okay.
I just didn't realise that my character previously had decapitated 3 men with a door. I thought he was a relatively innocent person.
Don't forget the bloke you Randy Savaged out of existence.
Oh, well, that's fine. All's fair in love and war. When in terms of accidents happen. It's just this one concerned me dropping my elbow on him so much that I caved his entire body in and broke a wrestling ring. And, well, a bit like the crater beneath. I mean, getting off topic. Which side are the dwarves on?
Titus, doorstop, Caligari.
Yeah, doorstop. Okay, well, that does sound pretty serious, to be honest, Titus. I think we should probably talk about this afterwards and maybe sit and unpack it over a cuppa. But for now, yeah, let's get out of here. Well, we should help the dwarves, right? They're good allies to have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just quickly, I should try this one on for size. When is a door not a door?
When it's ajar?
That would generally be the answer. The correct one is when I use it as a weapon to decapitate 3 officers' heads.
Of course.
Of course. You gave me the answer in the earlier part of the conversation. I obviously just wasn't really listening. God damn it, man. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I can understand why that gave you the willies and made you wake up in a hot sweat, but we haven't got time right now. Let's pick a side. Let's go help them dwarves.
Yeah, whichever side has got the glass with the dwarves on. So we sort of still stuck. We're not on the ground, are we, Ollie? We're at Planewalker's neck.
Planewalker's neck,
aren't we? Which
is in a crater. It's maybe, I don't know. It's maybe 100 feet deep at the moment. This crater that you're in. You've made quite the mess within this arena.
This is probably going to come from playing too much Horizon Zero Dawn. But is there anything we can take off this giant metal lizard as a weapon? Is there anything we can scrap or salvage or use?
Titus, roll me an insight check.
Oh, 19 again.
Yes.
Titus, you look at the crater that you're in. You look up towards the glass and you hear the cheering crowds. And then you think back to the seconds before you fell unconscious, before you were arrested, before you felt these neon, corporeal-like, blue, arcane energy arms appear around you. And you look at your arms again, and you see like the mirror shine of what you saw that day. And then you feel your body being pulled back in towards Planewalker. Titus, you feel in this moment with a 19 that if you wanted to, you could take control of Planewalker.
Oh yeah.
Headless Planewalker, that's so cool.
Like, what's that shit film where there's you have to like 2
Pacific
blokes
Rim.
have to walk around?
Pacific Rim. Pacific
Yeah,
Rim
that's
job.
it.
That's the one. Yeah, and they're both walking inside the mechs, and yeah.
Just say I love you saying that when you've got that raspy voice on. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Pacific.
Put that as a ringtone.
Hold on, everybody. Amy, can you just say that just clean without any of us on it so we can
get
make
it nice
some
and clean.
ringtones?
If we
That'd
just
be
do
great.
da 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 Pacific Rim job.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh god, I'm gonna be really sad when my voice goes back to normal.
So will our hundreds of fans. Sorry, tens of fans.
Oh no.
Titus, you feel a pull towards this mechanized robotic lizard.
Yeah. Do I have to be in it to win it, to control it?
You walk back inside to where you cut the carapace open and climbed in. And Titus has just walked back into the body. So Vixen, Aark, what are you guys doing right now?
Well, I think we're kind of like, Titus, what the fuck are you doing? Because obviously we've got no idea what's going on. So we're just like, Titus, what are you doing?
Just give me a second. It's going to be so much cooler if I don't tell you what's about to happen.
Oh my god. Aark, does he always do stuff like this?
Usually just backflips, to be honest. This is new.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I guess I suppose we trust him. We haven't really got a choice, have we?
Are we still in Mecha Planewalker? Are we still kind of like in its neck and like Titus is right next to us?
Yep.
Can we see what Titus is doing? Like,
Yeah.
can we feel Planewalker moving?
Just turn around. Just don't look for a minute.
I turn around.
You don't feel Planewalker moving right now, not yet.
He doesn't want you to look, Aark. I think he's embarrassed. Whatever it is, just
I'm just
Just
not
don't
looking.
look, don't look.
I'm not
It's
looking.
all right, Titus. You can whatever you want to do. If you need a wee, and I did say you should have gone before we got in here, but it's fine. I understand why you don't want to do it in front of the crowd. So just get it out your system, and then we'll go.
Ollie, what do I need to do now?
You've rolled your insight check, so you would know with a 19 that as you step further into the neck, kind of, in the nape of the neck of this thing, you just feel like if you concentrate hard enough and focus on these blue arcane corporeal arms of you, you could reach out and take control.
Oh, yeah. This is so fucking cool.
Very much like when your voices and your minds looked like fiber optic cables going into the sky where you could project down onto the solar system. Titus, these fiber optic cables shoot from the ends of your neon arms and go into the metallic muscly sinew of this planewalker, and you see it lights up like a fucking Christmas tree, just all lights all at once, just circuit boards turning on and off, flashing blue arcane energy pulsing. You hear the power cells on the back, that one of them's broken so it doesn't work, but the other 5 that are on there start to power up again, and all the residual dark energy that was in them is completely washed away. This good energy that's coming from Titus. And Aark and Vixen, you feel Planewalker start to stand. As Titus's mind takes control of a headless Planewalker.
Shit!
Titus, you have successfully unlocked the ability Take Control. You may now use your action to take control of any mechanized, weaponized suit there is within this campaign.
Oh my god, that
that's
is
so cool.
absolutely dope.
Aark and Vixen, you're still in the neck of this thing, and as it stands up, if you stand where you are now, you could fall back down the neck. So what are you doing?
Oh my god, it's moving! Jesus! Is it alive again? Titus, what are you doing?
Hey, guys. Check this out. Ollie, can I make it... Is it on its hind legs right now?
Yeah, it's bipedal, so it's on its legs.
Can it crotch chop?
You better... You
It can now,
better
baby.
believe it. You better believe it.
The crowds start to go crazy. They've never seen a decapitated planewalker reanimate so quickly. You start crotch chopping towards the crowd. pyrotechnics, hundreds of thousands of people screaming at what is going on. But yeah, Titus, you stand up, having taken full control of this plane walker.
If I were you guys, I'd hold on to something here.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab hold of like a lever or something, like just something inside the neck. I'm gonna secure my loot to the back and my war gong to the back of my like my strap, and I'm just gonna cling on, and I'm gonna look at Aark, and I'm just gonna go, wow, he's got more tricks up his sleeve than we thought, ain't he?
I'm going to hold on as well. And would you say Planewalker was a creature?
No, Planewalker is not a creature.
Is it a construct?
It's a construct, yes.
I think this might work. Can I buff Planewalker?
Read me what you want to do, and we'll see if it can affect it.
Shield of Faith. Shimmering field appears and surrounds a creature of your choice within range, granting a 2+ bonus to AC for the duration.
Okay, it's a creature, not a construct, so I cannot allow it. I will say, though, Aark, you would know this, and Titus, you now know this, being part of this Planewalker's neural network. Now that you have reanimated it, when you fought Planewalker originally, it had 200 HP, which is amazing that you guys actually took it down in the first place. It's a lot of HP. But you stand up and you feel so much healthier than you are, Titus. Like, you've just leveled up. You can plus right now 100 HP to what your current HP is as you take control of this Planewalker.
This is not like Ollie. What have you done with Ollie?
What do you mean? Giving you something nice?
Yeah, absolutely insane.
Yeah, Titus, you're in control of Planewalker. The glass is above you. The battles are still continuing. What are you doing?
Are the battles to like the left and the right of
Yes.
us? I'm picturing like a giant glass corridor, yeah. And which side of the dwarves on? The right-hand side?
Dwarves are on the left, Githyanki are on the right.
Okay. Aark, I am right. We have made an agreement with the dwarves, right? I don't want to step into a fight we didn't agree to.
We did say we'd help them out if we could.
I mean, it feels like we don't really have a lot to lose if we're in this suit. Ollie, what are the dwarves fighting?
The dwarves are fighting a giant metallic octopus.
Oh, it's fucking Power Rangers. Get the fuck
It's
in.
literally like two massive kaijus going off, man. This is going to be sick.
Oh my god. I love Power Rangers so much growing up. Fucking Megazord. Fucking run. I was going to say headbutt the glass, but he hasn't got a head, has he?
By the sounds of it, it's literally...
He hasn't got a head, and therefore hasn't got the catastrophic beam attack.
Okay,
But that sounds like it's literally the only thing you can't do right now. So,
but he's got hands, and that's the fucking Power Ranger fucking. It's a big fucking punch.
You backflip.
Oh my god!
God.
You're
inside
in a big
this
hole
thing.
at the front of this thing. You could fall backwards inside it, or fall out the front into a 100-foot crater.
You are rolling.
Even I think
You are rolling hot though. If you don't, come on, you are rolling so well.
we are tempting fate.
There is no way this could go wrong.
Can you guys like strap in a little bit more before we attempt this?
God.
No, wait a second. I think just so this is our little private conversation. I think that should be used as a taunt once we start fighting the octopus, so he knows what the fuck he's dealing with.
Okay.
So, for the meantime, can I take? I'm thinking I've got this right. Can he tail whip the glass?
Yeah.
Absolutely can,
You've got the tail and the claws.
Oh, the claws, yes. You're not Squiddy. I'm gonna fucking take your legs off.
All 8 of them.
Can I tail whip the glass to the left of us? Is that right? That's Ollie? That's where the dwarves
Right.
are. Yeah.
Right.
Hold on, Aark. Grab on to something.
Hold on.
You guys, Aark and Vixen, you kind of... what you're holding on to is like the inner workings and tubes of like this, essentially, Megazord, this Planewalker. But you kind of shift yourself in and amongst like these cables and tubes and secure yourself into the neck, while you see Titus just in the middle of this room, hands aloft like this, controlling this thing. Titus, you crouch down in this planewalker. You jump, Jackie Chan style kick, like legs out front like this, and then spin Planewalker's body to smash through the glass. You smash it without even having to roll to hit. It is that fragile at this point that it happens. Everybody go and make me a dexterity saving throw as sharp glass falls from the ceiling to pierce everybody below. You see that, like, okay, you've smashed the left, but actually what you've done is smash the whole glass dome. So glass is going to fall down on everybody right now. So yeah, dexterity saving throws, please. Aark.
16.
Okay, pass. Vixen.
I got a nat 1.
Oh, no.
Okay, fine. We'll deal with that nat 1 in a second.
She did.
She did again.
imagine?
How many more of Zach's ancestors you got back there? Bring out the revolving door.
Hi, I'm Zach's cousin Fran.
Cousin's Fran. Yeah, fucking hell.
Titus, what did you get?
18.
Okay, and of course Vixen got a nat 1. Vixen, it's a few shards of glass that get through the open neck, essentially, and they fall down and kind of like scatter across your torso. You take 6 damage.
That's not
Six
bad.
6 piercing damage as this, this glass is falling into like the nape of a neck. It's open, but it's not like the easiest thing for it to all fall through.
Okay.
You see that the dwarfs get covered in glass. They are hurt, but they are not down. You see the octopus, the metallic octopus, also get hurt from this falling glass. Again, hurt, but not down. You look over towards the other side of the arena, and you see as the glass falls, it cuts through and destroys the metallic pirate ship that the Githyanki were fighting, completely severing the ship in half. As a huge explosion happens, you see that the metallic pirate ship kind of starts to go down. It's floating at this point, it's flying, and it goes down into the crater that you've just come out of and explodes. You see all the Githyanki then turn towards the other arena, and at this same moment you hear fanfares come from the stadium, and you hear the games master say, "It's deathmatch time!"
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Fire erupts from every part of the stadium. And the games master goes, "In the event that the walls are broken between arenas, it's a all versus all. Last man standing wins. This is the final day of the games."
That is some bullshit. That wasn't in the rules when I was here. They're making that up.
Vixen, Titus, you now know that you have skipped a day of the games because all the arenas are open and it's absolutely every man for themselves. You see the Githyanki making their way over to the arena where you are with the dwarfs. Everybody go ahead and roll initiative for a death match.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, hell yeah!
Aark, what did you get?
23. Let's
What?
go.
Let's fucking go.
Vixen,
17.
Titus.
13.
We have on the battlefield dwarves, we have an octopus, we have a Githyanki crew, and we have you guys in a severed planewalker head. Aark, out of everyone, you go first.
Whoa!
So there's now nothing between me and the sky, is there? So it's not a dome above my head anymore.
There is not a dome above your head anymore.
Cool. I am going to reach out and call lightning. A storm cloud appears in the shape of a cylinder that's 10 foot tall with a 60-foot radius centered on a point you can see 100 foot directly above you. The spell fails if you can't see a point in the air where the storm could appear. When you cast a spell, choose a point you can see within range. A bolt of lightning flashes down from the cloud to that point. Each creature within 5 foot of that point must make a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 3d10 lightning damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. On each of your turns until the spell end, you can use your action to call down lightning in this way, targeting the same point or a different one. Is it currently stormy at the moment?
If you have called lightning, it absolutely is, yes.
Cool, that's fine. So, yeah, I'm going to cast Call Lightning at 3rd level.
On what? Just in the area of
Githyanki, please.
Ooh, the Githyanki. Okay, great.
That's a good idea as well, because we've got to show the dwarves that we're on side. We're not going for them.
Right, saving throws.
Yes, please. Dex save.
Nat 20 pass.
No.
No.
No. My lemon pledge. Okay, all 3 pass. They take half damage.
They do take half damage, so so that is 8. So they all take 4 lightning damage. When they take lightning damage, they're automatically knocked away 10 foot now, because I've got a new ability. Whenever you cause lightning damage, you push a creature back 10 foot.
Nice. So you call down lightning upon these Githyanki. They take this damage and they are then pushed back, not being able to get as close to you guys as they want to as quickly as they can. It's now the giant octopus's go, and it's essentially just going to use what's known as a tentacle slam attack. It's going to use 4 of its tentacles and just flop them on the floor towards the dwarfs who are sat right in front of this thing trying to kill it. 3 of those tentacles hit, 1 of them doesn't.
Is it bad that I'm kind of backing the octopus briefly? Like, well, you can't win the champion games, so kill all the dwarves now? We did what we could to help them.
Okay, this octopus does a total of 32 damage towards these dwarves. Luckily, they are very hearty dwarves, so they don't look too perturbed by this. But all of you, Aark, Vixen, and Titus, through this carapace of a planewalker that you can see out of, you see that they're pretty bloodied and pretty hurt at this point.
Yes.
Vixen, that's your go.
Okay, so I'm still in the neck, right? I'm still hanging on to something.
You are.
Yeah. Okay, cool. But it's going to be a bit tricky to try and get down from here, isn't it? Can I suppose, to be honest, I'm probably safer staying up here. Okay, can the dwarves hear me from where I am?
Yes,
We're quite high. Okay.
Yes, they can. Yeah, if you want to speak out through Planewalker, you can essentially just speak out through the neck.
I was going to say, there might be like a little thing that makes it louder. Okay, cool. In that case, I know my place. I'm the bard. I'm the words. I'm going to grab the little intercom thing and I'm just going to go, attention dwarves. And then see if they look up at us, obviously.
Bloodied, beaten and hurt. They look towards this Planewalker, have no idea that you guys are in it, but are looking straight up at it, scared as fuck.
Okay, first thing first, we just want to say we're really sorry about the glass, okay? We didn't know that was going to come down quite so hard. I'm sure you'll be all right. You'll walk it off. You look tough. We also didn't realise we were going to initiate a death match because that is some BS rule that we didn't have before. Anyway, are you with us? We are Team Arzatit, and we want to take down the Githyanki with you at our side. I know you made a pact, not when I was here, obviously. Nice to meet you and all that. But, yeah, are you with us? Do you want to fight with us?
You see the dwarves raise their weapons into the air heartily and go, yes! And they are with you in this moment.
Yes! Come on, my beardy brethren. Let's take them down!
Vixen, as you scream out this war cry chant, everybody in the arena that you have just screamed to is going to make a wisdom saving throw. Vixen, what you have inexplicably done as you've shouted this war cry out is you have used one of Planewalker's legendary actions to like scream and put the fear of God into everybody in the arena. The dwarves passed, so they are fine.
Oh, thank
the
God.
octopus passed, and one of the githyanki fails, so is now frightened until the end of its next turn and cannot move any closer to us. But you have used one legendary action of Planewalker this round without even thinking that you're going to do anything. Vixen, it's still your go. What do you want to do?
How many dwarves are there, by the way?
3.
3. Okay, cool. That's good. Right. Can I...
3 bloody dwarves.
Bloody dwarves with their mead and their little tiny tassely beards. I don't know what they look like. They might not be sort of generic fantasy dwarves. So can I... What can I see? I'm just thinking it's quite difficult. I'm trying to gauge the range because obviously we're like 100 feet in the air. Could I have a go at like spell sniping? Could I have a go at an Eldritch Blast on one of the githyanki?
You absolutely could.
Okay, cool.
Vixen, in this moment, roll me an insight check.
3.
3.
Not the best.
Okay. No. No, it's really not.
No.
Okay. In this moment, you don't quite feel this blue arcanic energy surge through you.
Mm-hmm.
You feel that there's something there, but you don't know what to do with it yet.
Okay.
So yeah, go for it and try and cast Eldritch Blast.
All right, let's do it. So to hit, it was a 10. I'm going to go for the frightened githyanki, by the way.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
The frightened githyanki.
In case there's any kind of advantage there.
Yeah. You fire both beams?
I've only rolled to hit for one, but
okay, fine.
yeah.
No, that's good. Yeah, that definitely misses.
Yeah, fair. That's fair.
With a 10. Roll your second blast.
23.
23 definitely hits this frightened
yes.
githyanki. Roll your damage.
Nice. 10.
10 damage to this frightened githyanki. You see that this githyanki falls out of the sky. You see that they were on a floating like disc that you were on controlling. You see that you hit them, you hit the disc explodes, and that githyanki flies through the air and is dead.
Yes! All right. 1 githyanki down! 2 to go! Are you with me, my dwarven brethren?
Yes, we're with you! Vixen, is that the end of your go?
That is.
We move on to the dead githyanki, who was frightened. Now can't do a single thing. Titus, that's your go. You're in control of Planewalker.
There's 2 githyanki left.
Yep.
And the octopus.
Guys, I feel like maybe the octopus needs to get a C2. How far away is the octopus, Ollie?
Planewalker's movement speed is 100 foot in a round. You are 100 feet away.
And I can't do a beam or anything like that, can I?
No beam. The beam is not available or accessible. But everything else you did before, or the Planewalker did to you, is...
My concern here, guys, is if I go and punch the octopus in its face, I realise I'm incredibly close to the octopus who can put 8 legs around me instantly. Or us, I should say. So what else?
I mean, you've got your punch, you've got your tail whip.
Got your earthquake. Got your earthquake.
Yeah. I mean, what else did it...
You got a tactical missile. You got a big fuck off missile, haven't you?
Yes.
Fire your missiles at it.
Fire your missiles.
Is it where's the missile, Ollie?
It's on... So, you know where you carved into the nape of the neck? It's like just below that on its back, which is just above the power cells. So if you wanted to, you could launch a missile strike.
Yes, do it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea,
Absolutely.
guys. Yeah, let's go for a missile strike on an
so
octopus.
Casual.
Titus, roll me a d20 and +7.
Okay, here we go. I've got, Ollie, as always, I do have something I'd like to say if this is successful in setting off.
Fantastic.
Okay, here we go, baby. 15.
15 against a metal octopus just hits. Titus, what would you like to say in this moment as you unsheath these missiles from the back of this planewalker.
Hey, Octoguy. You and I, we come from different worlds, but, looking around, we seem to be the only two that are alike. I'm pretending that the planewalker's still alive, and you won't be able to tell because he's thick. How about a truce? How about you and I make friends? And I hold out, I know I'm 100 feet away, but I hold out a claw to see if he at least, or they extend an arm. Do they extend an arm, Ollie?
The octopus absolutely starts to lift up an arm and goes towards the claw that you are holding out.
Just squidding, and then I put the shoulder down and fire the missile.
Oh, yes! Oh my god.
That's so good.
Just squidding. Missiles from the back of Planewalker reach into the sky and rain down upon this metallic octopus who, like in old Western films when they get shot with so many bullets, they go, bah, 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 bah. Titus, you do, because I've got the damage in front of me, so I might as well do it.
5 damage.
Okay, I'm rolling 5d8 and I've got to roll them again. 45 points of damage as this these missiles rain into this octopus. This octopus, this metallic robotic octopus, is looking so fucked up. Titus, is that the end of your go?
No, Ollie, it's not. I've got a second attack now. I'm a level 5.
You certainly do. What would you like to do?
I think it'd be quite appropriate, guys. Tell me, feel free to advise me differently. To throw the head of Planewalker at the octopus. Thoughts?
Yeah, I'm absolutely game for it.
You are unhinged on this episode.
Yeah.
Unhinged.
Absolutely. The power has gone to your head, mate.
The power!
In the interim since the last episode, I've really gone back to my roots, and I remember when me and Ollie and Jamie used to play D&D before, and I just used the environment to try and kill people.
Back to the Gary the Dragon days. Is that what it's giving you harkening to?
Yes, basically.
Yeah, home game, Gary the Dragon. I don't think you've maybe done like an environmental kill, or an environmental hurting or pain inflicted, quite like when you guys were in the library in Iliad and you kicked the bookcase over.
Oh,
the
yes.
guy fell off and busted his fucking teeth out.
Oh, that was so good.
Or minutes before when you upturned the guy in face first into a fire.
Yeah, to a fire, yeah.
So, yeah, Titus, you as Planewalker, this headless Planewalker, pick your severed head out of the crater, whirl it around your head, and chuck it directly towards this octopus. Roll to hit.
I'm going to say, as I throw this, as I swirl it around my head, hey, Octo Pussy! How about you and I go head to head? Okay.
I'm glad she got Octopussy in there. That was definitely one I'd have gone for.
What am I adding to this, Ollie? 7?
+7 to hit.
Well, 16.
That hits. I will roll damage my end. Now, how the fuck do I calculate that? Right, here we go. I'm going to do some maths now.
You should put a little fun bit of elevator music in, Ollie, where you do the maths. Dun 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 dun. Ollie does the maths. Dun, dun, dun,
I'm
dun,
doing
dun,
maths,
dun.
it's fun. I'm doing the maths, and it is fun. Da, 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 da. That's 30 points of damage.
Ooh.
With the head of Planewalker. The head of Planewalker is like sharp and piercing, so you see that it lodges into this fucking metallic octopus's like abdomen before it gets to its legs, and it just sticks there You see like all the blue arcane that's pulsing through this octopus just kind of like pumping out. Because you've done that, you see that it washes down onto the floor, and you see that the dwarves, who were bloodied and beaten, are now fully revived and healed, just like you were when you climbed Planewalker's back. And they all start cheering and looking towards you, going, yeah.
We all have to fight them. That's the only problem, isn't it?
We all
eventually will too. Yeah.
Can we just say as well? Is that the most damage ever caused in one turn? That's like 71 points of damage.
It's got to be it.
Yes,
isn't
it was. Yeah, that's a record. If anybody's doing stats, and we know you're doing stats,
we know you're doing stats, Wayne. We've seen your awesome stats. Yeah,
Dwayne, we know you're doing stats. That's 71 points of damage in one turn. Right, Titus, is that the end of your go?
Yeah.
Do it. No, do it.
Yeah. Do I need to rage?
Yeah, rage.
Do I need to rage if I'm in Planewalker or?
Complains what to take down his singlets. Can you do anything like that?
Like a can opener just rolling down a bit of metal.
Rolling down. Yeah. Titus, you go into a rage while in control of Planewalker, and you buff yourself for 50 HP. You can open yourself on the shoulders, and you, all around you and Aark and Vixen, more blue arcane is just pumping through. Like if a heartbeat is kind of like a regular pulse, you feel this Planewalker is rather going dum dum dum. The beat is now dum 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 as this Planewalker somehow becomes vascular and hearty and healthy under your control. That is now the end of your go.
Yeah.
And we move on to the Gith. One githyanki mage is going to throw a 5th level fireball towards Planewalker. This githyanki throws a fireball towards Planewalker and envelops you all for 32 points of damage. You are not getting hit by this fireball. It's just Planewalker. But Titus, you, as you are attached to Planewalker, you feel this pain. You feel the pain of the fireballs strike you. That's the end of the Gith's go. It's the next Gith's go. But they are going to soldier on towards where the dwarves are and where the octopus is. It's now all of the dwarves go, who are going to continue attacking this octopus. Another 30 points of damage from all of these dwarves as they attack it with various melee weapon attacks and a spell attack. That's finally the end of the first round, and we go back to the top of the round. Aark, it's you. What are you doing?
I'm going to call lightning on the Gith.
Okay.
So I'll have to make a dex save.
First one got a 9.
Fails.
Second one got an 18.
It passes.
Okay.
So the one that fails. That's right. Oh. So the one that failed takes 20 damage, and the one that passed takes 10 damage. And they're all knocked back 10 feet.
They're all knocked a bit further back than 10 feet. Aark, finish both of these githyanki.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Oh,
let's kill some dwarves, baby.
So I want to call down this massive kind of lightning strike, and I kind of want to drag the lightning like from one person to the other lightning, and as it goes, can I write something kind of in the crater? Can I write like "fuck you, Aves" in that crater?
You're right.
IDST.
You're right. Fuck you, Aves.
Fuck you, Aves.
In the crater. Fuck you, Aves. These githyanki are dead. You see the octopus and you see the dwarves. Is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
Is there anything I want to do with the turn? No, I'm good. I can't really do anything. So that's the end of my turn.
Okay, fine. It's the octopus's go, and the octopus is going to jump straight towards Planewalker and try and envelop Planewalker, grapple it with all 8 of its tentacles.
See, this is why we didn't go close.
Oh, yes. Okay. That is a 18. To hit this planewalker is a 15 or 16, sorry. So this octopus jumps from where it is out of all this blue arcane, grapples or puts its tentacles around planewalker with you all inside. I need one of you guys, just one of you, to make me a strength saving throw. Who's it going to be?
Is that with our strength modifier?
Yes.
Go on. Go on.
Yeah, Titus makes more sense.
Modifier. Here we go. Nat 1, baby. Let's go. 25.
Ooh. Does it hit, Ollie? Can you check?
As Planewalker, you batter this octopus off of you. It jumps, goes to grab around you, and literally with like your left arm, you whack this octopus down onto the floor. And you do cause it some damage, actually, because it is falling a little bit from a height.
God.
Okay, 20 points of damage as you slam this octopus into the floor.
Unlucky.
Unlucky! This octopus is looking fucked up. Fuck me, and that was its go, and that's the end of its go. Vixen, it's now your go.
Okay. Can
Vix.
Can the octopus hear me?
Certainly can.
I'm gonna try out a new cantrip because I feel like we're in a good position here. All the gifts are dead. It's just the octopus left. So I'm kind of feeling a little bit cheeky with it. So I'm gonna try out my vicious mockery, which is
what is this?
enchantment cantrip. And basically what I do is I unleash a string of insults laced with subtle enchantments at a creature I can see within range. If the target can hear me, though it need not understand me, it must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 1d4 psychic damage and have disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn. The spell's damage increases by 1d4 when you reach 5th level, 11th level and 17th. So it'll be a 2d4 for me that I will be rolling.
Nice.
So,
nice. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you not want it to be? What's the saving throw that you don't want it to be?
Wisdom 14, please.
Okay, here we go. This octopus has a +2 to wisdom, so it needs to roll a 12 to save.
Mm-hmm.
Anything lower than a 12.
Hey, octopus, screw up.
Screw up. Come on. What'd it get?
It rolled an 11, so it fails.
Yes! Oh my god. Okay, so I'm gonna say to it, you don't belong in this big old metal safari. We're gonna turn you into scrap calamari.
Nice. Deserves a wow, baby.
That deserves a wow.
Oh my god.
Here we go then. So
Roll the damage.
7 damage.
7 psychic damage to this metallic robotic octopus. Vixen, finish this octopus.
You embarrassed it so much it's died.
So fucking much. Cool.
The only time that my players are ever going to want an octopus to die, guys, okay?
Yeah, yes.
Everybody that's listening.
And the first time we've seen an octopus die, of course, this.
Yeah, of course. It's never happened before. And we are all still waiting. We knew an octopus once who was way cooler than you. He was in a band. What are you doing? You're hanging out getting beaten up in the bloody champion games. You're just a lackey. I can see how big your tentacles are, and actually they're much smaller than the average, and I hope that makes you feel incredibly emasculated. You suck. You haven't even got any ink in you. Ah!
You see this metallic robotic octopus keel over with cringe and embarrassment and just falls to the floor, absolutely dead. You have defeated the metallic octopus.
With the vicious of mockery.
It would be the Gith's turn, but they're all fucking dead. So we go straight over to Titus's go.
Now it's really awkward though, isn't it? Because we've obviously just...
I am drunk on power. Let's kill some dwarves.
He's drunk on power. We've just murdered both the Gith. We've just insulted an octopus to death. And then we just sort of turn awkwardly to the 3 dwarves that are left like...
Is this the? I know it was the previous go, wasn't it? That they got hit with the arcane power, and they were like, "Yeah, we're buddies, right?" And now suddenly they're like, "Oh shit!"
The Planeswalker's desperately looking. Planeswalker's desperately looking around for someone else to hit. It's just like, no.
anyone but these dwarves. Oh, maybe these dwarves.
No.
Titus, as you look out from Planewalker down on these dwarves, you see that they all use their reaction at the same time and drop their weapons and fall to their knees in front of all of you.
Stamp on them! No.
That's
They're prone. They are prone, everyone. They're prone.
Is that a surrender? That's it.
That's a surrender.
Titus, as you look around within this Planewalker at all the crowds, you hear the Games Master appear on the tannoy and say, "Dwarven team, is that you surrendering to the winners of the Champion Games?" And you see them with their heads and hands prayed together in front of all of you, start nodding. Then they put their hands up in the air and start clapping together, all three of them, and start chanting, "Arzatet!
Yes!
Arzatet!
Yes!
Arzatet!" And you hear hundreds of thousands of people joining, pyrotechnics, flames, everything going off all at once. The Games Master comes on the tannoy and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, it is my proud pleasure to introduce you to the winner of the Champion Games of the Purple Moon Festival, Team Arzatet!"
Yes!
Arzatet! This is funny with lag. This
won't match up in editing. Yeah, the stadium is going absolutely fucking crazy.
We're going absolutely crazy. You should see this stream. We're going
go
mad.
out after
I know.
this.
I'm actually. I've been feeling crap all day, and I'm pumped now. Bloody hell! This is great.
Wired before bed.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'll be nattering to Leo in bed, and he'll be like, "Fucking hell! I don't care what your fictional mates did."
I'm gonna go clean the house.
I did fucking cocaine.
Championes.
You hear the Games Master remind everybody of your prize. And the Games Master says, "With investment over the last couple of days to get this game back and running, the winners have now won themselves 100,000 gold, as well as a front row seat to the Purple Moon Festival with an audience with our leader, the Viscount of Concretia." And that's where we end our session.
Edu-ra. That's so good. Oh my god, it's all gonna go off.
Thank you so much to my players, Jamie, Amy, and Adam, for coming through and playing another episode of Dice with Death. Bearing in mind, you probably won't hear it because me and Jamie have done such a good edit, but there were so many fucking technical difficulties with this one. Like, Zoom doesn't work and Skype doesn't work, and now we're on Google Meets, and Jamie's got like dial-up Wi-Fi from 1996. Like, it's just no good. So this was nearly the episode that never was. So be thankful that we're putting something out. Oh my god. Follow us on Patreon. Go subscribe to us on Patreon. If you want to donate some money to this podcast, please do. We're not guaranteeing that we're going to give you any content over there. It's just a donation to try and help us out. We cannot promise anything.
But you know what? We are so humbled that so many people have. It's been insane that so many people have. And you know what? We will. I think there will be bits and pieces we can definitely do, even if it's just silly outtakes and stuff.
Husky personalised messages from Amy.
Yeah, the Husky Vixen will be here.
Voices.
I'll do some. Okay. People love feet shit. I'll do some stuff with my feet.
Sell your well-worn women's shoes, all that stuff. Yeah. No, it'll be fine. I think it'll be. Honestly, I think we'll do more in the future. So,
of course we will, absolutely. But yeah, patreon.com/Dice Dice Death Pod. That's where we're at. Thank you for everybody who's donated so far. When we get to our first, our first stretch goal is the first lot of you, our prison pals, as it were, the guys who have been with us since episode 1, we'll give you all a shout out at the end of a very special episode. So please go over there because you could be part of that. Subscribe to us. We're everywhere that you get your podcast, Dice Death. Dice with Death podcast, just search for that. Spotify, Apple, Google, everywhere. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Don't bother with Facebook, no one cares. At Dice Death Pod. Where can everybody find you on social media, Jamie?
I'm at Jamu1987.
Amy, where can people find you on the social media?
I'm at Amy_Mallet on Twitter and at I think they're for Amy on Instagram.
And Adam, where are you on the social media?
I'm across all of it at Adam Wilborn.
And hey, if you want to give me a follow on Instagram, dead_8, come say hello. And dead_8 on Twitter. We love chatting to you on Twitter, so go there. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Dice with Death. Say bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Rim job. Pacific Rim job.